We have had a lot of rain lately after a relatively dry end of summer and early fall. So now is the time to be asking yourself, is my basement ready for winter? And today we have Rob from Everdry with us to help us find out. And I know that it's actually been kind of busy for you because we had so much rainfall happen in a matter of days.
Yes, we've had a lot of calls this week for sure.
Yeah. So what exactly happens? Of course, you often focus on basements and crawl spaces, but when it's wet and there's certain types of weather, that can be problematic at times.
Absolutely. I mean, especially a lot of people out of sight, out of mind. If it's not raining, they don't think about it. Big storms come along and then everything kind of comes to light. You got your musty odors, you know, water seepage, cracks. All of these things are indications that the water's been standing in your foundation and just kind of got pushed through from hydrostatic pressure. You want to keep an eye out for that, especially a musty odor. That's a sign that there's mold growing. So,
sure. Good
idea to have a professional out to take a look, see what they can do to help you out.
The previous picture was a crawl space. This is a basement.
Yes.
And as you mentioned, musty odor, there are different signs to help you know that there is a problem.
Yeah, like I said, musty odors, they're an indication that there's mold in the foundation. Cracks in the walls or the floor, that indicates moisture on the outside of the foundation trying to push its way in. Concrete doesn't float, so it cracks from hydrostatic pressure. Rust on appliances, you know, white chalking on the walls, that's a sign that the lime in the concrete's leaching out because of water pushing through. All of these things are a good sign that you want to have it looked at just to make sure. You may have a small problem, but catch it before it becomes a big issue.
Sure. And speaking of weather and leading to problems inside the home, there's certain things outside the home that we need to be paying attention to, especially this time of year. Let's talk gutters, because that's something that's a little out of sight, out of mind too.
Yes, and that's, we actually do the waterproofing when it gets beyond this, but first thing you want to do is prevent the issues from getting to your basement. Like, make sure your gutters are cleaned out. Debris, toys, things like that get in there. The water can't flow, so it just actually falls off, goes next to the foundation and comes in. You also want to check your pumps, make sure the downspouts are, you know, the discharge line from the pumps are flowing freely and there's nothing holding the water back. Water will fall next to your foundation and build up that pressure and come in if they're not taken care of beforehand.
Yeah, okay, so let's talk about the problem once we know it's there. You kind of wonder, and it feels very large once you're dealing with something like that. How do you go about changing it? Or how do you waterproof a basement or crawl space once you know that water is getting in?
Okay, we've been doing this since '77 nationally. We've been here since '91. One thing we've learned over the years is water and wetness is an issue, of course, but what happens from that, as far as the mold, that kind of thing, is really where the issues come in. In fact, your items, your family, the health of your family. So what we do an inspection inside and out. We do mold testing. We actually work inside or outside, or a combination of the two. All of our work actually carries a lifetime transferable warranty. I always recommend people check us out with the Better Business Bureau. Check us out with online reviews, or simply have us out and judge for yourself.
Yeah, it's a multi-step process, and so what you do is not something that is very simple.
No.
It's pretty thorough, and the goal is to make sure that these problems don't come back.
Yeah, exactly. What we have on the screen right now is actually our multi-step system. Outside to protect the walls, inside to protect the water level from coming up to floor. A ventilation system. We're one of the only companies, if not the only, that actually address air quality in the home as well. I mean, the moisture, you take care of the water coming through your walls and up through your floor, but there's air moisture as well that actually creates health issues. Indoor air quality is 5 times worse than the outdoor air quality, and we address that as well as the water through the walls and floor.
You had mentioned that you have been in business for decades now, and you have a great team that you've assembled.
We have a wonderful team, yes.
You've also given some great advice to people who are looking to have this done, is to look at those reviews, check with the Better Business Bureau, and on that note, I do want to say congratulations, because I know that you've received awards for the work you've done, and that just doesn't happen. It's often your customers that come back and say, hey, we appreciate what's being done. Sometimes, unfortunately, it's a challenge to find contractors and businesses you can trust to do some work in your home.
Absolutely. We're very proud to have the right people doing the right thing for the homeowners. We're not there just to, wave a magic wand, get in and out. We're there to solve it right. make a cleaner, healthy living space for families. We did win the Torch Award last year. We've been nominated actually 3 times, including this year.
Congratulations, Rob.
Well,
that
thank
is
you.
amazing.
Thank you. We actually were nominated this year, but you can't win it 2 years in a row. We're pretty proud of the fact that we are still up for it and been nominated so many times. We love our Everdry family and we love our customers, and we try to keep them all happy.
Yeah, and that's great. And that's apparent by obviously what you're seeing right there. You also are offering a special to people that are interested in getting some waterproofing done, getting checked out to see if there is a problem. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, today through Veterans Day, we're giving $500 off our multi-step waterproofing method. No questions asked. We come out, we give you a price for the system. Mention 8 West that you saw us on here. We're going to knock $500 off that for you.
Well, that's great. Thank you so much for stopping by. This is always a great reminder when the weather hits. As you said, it's something sometimes you don't think about until you kind of walk downstairs and you notice you have a problem.
Exactly, and you just need to know that it's not dry until it's ever dry.
Right. Hey, I like that.
Thanks. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Rob. And
Thanks for
we'll be
having
back
me.
with more 8 West right after this short break.
Thanks.